Hey everyone, welcome to Sip and Murder, where I talk everything true crime with an historical twist. Today's episode is different from my usual content. I'm not focusing on movies and books today. Instead, I'm going to talk about an historical crime in American history. The Harpe Brothers, America's first serial killer duo. So grab your drink and let's dive right in. When a farmer's wife vanished, people blamed bandits. When a child's body resurfaced in the river, they blamed wolves. But when whole families were found butchered, throats cut, and bodies weighed with stones, no one spoke names anymore. They whispered instead, "The Harpes are near." Micah and Wiley Harpe, big and little brother, brothers by blood and bonded by something much darker. Long before Jack the Ripper, long before Bundy or Dahmer, these two men turned the American wilderness into their hunting ground. And among these drifters moved the Harpes, loyalists once, soldiers in Britain's war. When the fighting ended, they never stopped. They simply found new enemies. Their real names were Micah and Wiley, though some said they were cousins raised as brothers. They grew up in a world of blood and raids, shaped by war's cruelty. It should be noted here that when the brothers were eventually captured, the wives were initially treated as suspects and accomplices. They were involved in the murders of their own children by the brothers. They were eventually seen as victims or captives themselves, so they were eventually released. They camped in the woods, stole food from farms, and moved like ghosts. Even other criminals avoided them. Their first recorded murders came around 1797. A merchant on a lonely Tennessee road, a traveller named Johnson. The Harpes posed as traders, travellers, sometimes even preachers. By night, they struck. Victims were disemboweled, some stuffed with stones and dropped into rivers. Others simply vanished into the woods. Moses Stegall and his wife had offered them shelter. When Stegall left for town, the Harpes grew restless. When Stegall returned, he found his home soaked in blood. His child gone, his wife dead. He swore vengeance. From that moment, the hunt began. Word spread fast. The Harpes are near the trace. Fear crawled from cabin to cabin. Men armed themselves. Governor Gerard posted a reward. Police gathered, led by Stegall and John Leeper. The Harpes moved like smoke. They appeared, vanished, reappeared miles away. For months the chase dragged on. Then one hot August day near Henderson County, Kentucky, they caught Big Harpe. A gunshot tore through him. Wounded and gasping, he confessed. He spoke of the men he had slaughtered, the families, the infants. He smiled through the blood and said, "I killed for the pleasure of it." Moses Stegall did not wait for a trial. He took his knife and ended it right there himself. When it was done, he cut off Big Harpe's head. It was nailed to a post beside the road as a warning. Travellers began calling it Harpe's Head Road. According to worldhistory.org, Big Harpe's head at the intersection stood not only as a warning to any other would-be outlaws, but as historical markers, reminding people of what had happened and how Big Harpe came to be there. Little Harpe escaped, captured this time. He took a new name and hid among river gangs. For years, he drifted south, robbing, killing, always looking over his shoulder, but the past has long legs. During another murder along the Mississippi, someone recognized him. He was caught, tried, and hanged in 1804. His head joined his brother's on a spike. Before psychology could name it, before newspapers coined serial killer, the Harpes had already written the definition in blood. Harpe's Head Road still stands, marked in local legend. Some historians claim the brothers were half myth, twisted by time, but the graves are real, the court records were real, and the heads on poles were real. Historical researchers put their victim count to 39 souls, as well as burglary and rape. The Harpe brothers have been etched in history as the first serial killer duo, and are remembered most for their butchery and remorselessness. If you're looking for more historical background on the Harpe brothers, there's a brilliantly researched article on legendsofamerica.com. There's a whole lot of information on these killers and their crimes, and I hope I've triggered some interest for you. If you're anything like me and you love true crime and history, then please let me be your guide to start you off in your new hobby. So please like and subscribe my channel, Sip and Murder, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys.